Salutations everyone, we're back again with another episode. I just took a quick snack and a drink and I'm ready to go again. Suit them. Things are getting spicy. Light filters through the window and gently pulls me out of my slumber. So I push myself up on the bed and glance over to Zach dropping his discharge as he notices me sit up.
Hey.
Hey.
We're meeting downstairs in a few minutes.
Alright. Zach finishes gathering his things. I begin to get ready and go downstairs. The group gathers down in the lobby. I greet everyone and turn to Amelia. How was your chat with Elder Issam yesterday?
We had a very productive discussion. In fact, Elder Issam shared more of his journals with me.
She indicates the scrolls in her arms. Wow, he just gave them to you?
No, these are copies I wrote to bring back with me to the academy.
We stared at Amelia. She spent all night writing those?
That's a lot of dedication.
Amelia continues.
Regardless, we discussed more on the theory of temporal rifts in the elementals, which has only strengthened my concern that we do not have enough energy.
Then that definitely means we need to seek out another temple.
Do we have a lead on where to go?
Elder Issam, through his research into the elements, did mention that historically, the Gaians, the people who originally worshipped the Earth Elemental, used to reside in the central woodlands of Assyria. The Kali, the people who worshipped the Wind Elemental, resided in the northern aerial plains. Therefore, it is most logical that the Earth and Wind Temple will be located in those respective regions.
What about the Water and Shadow or Shadow Temple? She shakes her head.
Aquarians, those who worshipped the Water Elemental, depended heavily on the seas. As such, Elder Issam was unable to pinpoint where the cultural hub of their society might have been. As for Shadow, that is a complete unknown.
If the Earth Temple is somewhere centrally located, then that would be the temple closest to us.
Yeah,
The
nods.
fastest way back will be to take the crystal rail, so we should return to Bazada.
Our next course of action in place, we finish up the inn and get ready to depart. Elder Issam sees us off, much to the delight of Amelia. We retreat back through the forest. Nia stays by my side the whole way through. She is set up by the forest. Luckily, nothing unfavorable happens, and we quickly make it through. As we return to Bazada, I can hear the raucous sounds of the marketplace city long before I see it. We pass through the familiar city gates and return to the eerily bustle of the city.
Let's pause here and take a moment to restock. There are a few items I'd like to pick up, which may be helpful.
Good idea. Why don't we all make sure we have everything we need, and then meet at the crystal rail station?
I agree and Spep. I spend more time browsing through the stalls again. Afterwards, I head over to the station, back out to with the group. First arrive at the station, but Kara shows up only a few minutes later as the rest of the team gradually trickles in. Kara appears at the station list.
The end of the line is Stonecrest, so that's where we should go. Once we arrive there, I'll scout around and find our next course of action.
We want to reach as close to Central as possible, so traveling to the end of the crystal rail is a good first step.
Once we have a semblance of our plan put together, we purchased our tickets. After the train pulls out to the station, we all aboard and begin our journey. After traveling on the train for 2 days, we finally arrive in the city. I squint at the midday sun and enjoying all the hours as we quickly exit apart the grade, grateful for our chance to stretch our legs.
Here we are, Stonecrest.
Kara pulls her arms over her head and stretches, forcing her chest out. Zach's eyes are immediately drawn to her. She smirks as Zach quietly averts his gaze and stares hard at random cobble on the street. Rip. The town doesn't differ from much from the other towns we've seen so far. It's made up of sandstone buildings and cobble paths people wander in, and the shops going about their daily lives. First thing we do is find and enter the inn. Hey, it's the same one from the other town. Alright, so now that we're here, how do we figure out where to go next? Gar grins.
Just leave it to me. I'll ask around and see if I can come up with anything.
I'll keep my eyes and ears open just in case I hear something too.
Kara shakes her
We
head.
should relax and enjoy the city. I've got some contacts I'm going to reach out to, so I've got this.
Oh, well, if you're sure.
Kara
I
nods.
already have a few ideas and leads based on some of my previous scoutings for temples and hidden relics.
Okay, then let's meet back here in a few hours to regroup.
Works for me.
Amelia nods distractedly.
Now that we have something of a plan, I'll be heading off.
Me too.
Kara and Leanna leave while everyone else stirs. Don't have anything pressing to do. I wonder if I can help her hang out with someone. Oh. Who you think is going to pick someone else? Kara seems to already have an idea of what she wants to go. Maybe I can hang out with Leanna. She's just like, fuck off, leave me alone. I check the surrounding streets and come upon a statue. Leanna stands right before it. Hey. She smiles as I approach.
Hey!
I look back at the statue of a woman. She stands in a regal pose overlooking the town square. She's decked out in armor with a sword hanging by her side. Who's that?
That is Elena Vale. She was a mage knight who fought to protect her city against the advancement of Void.
His eyes sparkle with admiration as she looks at the statue. She tucks a lock of hair behind her ear. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing she's from here? Yeah, nods.
She was still studying at the academy to become a mage knight, but happens to be home when Void attacked. They didn't have the same type of training regimen in place back then as we do now. Normal townsfolk weren't trained or prepared to fight in a battle, and it was absolute chaos. Scouts by the gate spotted the advancement of a Void troop coming to the town, which caused panic. Elena quickly took charge and tried to calm the people down. Thinking on her feet, she asked for volunteers to help evacuate families from the city, and others to help set up barricades and defenses in town to slow down the Void advancement. Those who stayed to fight knew what the consequences would be, but Elena's unfaltering bravery rallied them. Together they found whatever they could to block off the streets and alleyways. That way, they could at least try to control where the fights happened. And then, Void entered the town.
It must have been a bloodbath. Yeah, grimaces.
It wasn't pretty. These weren't trained soldiers, but still, they persevered for their town. Elena and a team of guards sought out the leader of Void, who was hidden in the back lines. They used hidden passageways in the town to quickly reach him, using her magic and training. She was a formidable match during the skirmish. And at one point, she even had the upper hand. When the leader realized that he may be cut down, he cowardly tried to retreat. He cast a line of shadow fire between himself and Elena, which stretched across the road. It burned both any Void followers and townsmen alike who were caught in the crossfire.
She begins to speak in awe.
But that did not stop Elena. She leaped through the dark flames and ran her sword straight through him.
Oh, I'm pretty reckless too. My mouth drops. That's so badass. Leanna grins broadly, her eyes sparkling.
It was. And a huge morale boost for anyone who witnessed it, too.
You can imagine she literally jumped through fire. I'm assuming that was a fatal blow that killed the leader? Leanna nods.
Unfortunately, shadow fire is far more deadly than regular fire. And it proves to be fatal.
She sacrificed her life to save the people of her own town. That's admirable. What happened then?
With the Void leader defeated, the rest of the followers broke down and either fled or surrendered. Thanks to Elena, this town wasn't taken over.
You seem to know a lot about her. Yeah, brains up again.
Of course, she's such an inspiration. There aren't many mage knights who are women. While Elena may not have been one of the heroes of Asaria, who defeated and ended the conflict with Void, she still made just as big an impact to the people of this town. To me, Elena embodies what it means to be a mage knight. Being a student didn't stop her. She still did everything possible to protect those who needed it.
Is that why you became a Night Knight?
It's one of the reasons. Elena showed me that no deed is too small to make an impact on someone. As a mage knight, I get sent on missions all over Heavengard. I feel like I can make more of a difference than if I were just a research mage.
She grins.
Plus, getting to travel around and meet new people isn't so bad.
How does your family feel about you traveling so much?
While they don't think it's ideal, it's something they're already used to.
Oh. Yeah, nods.
My older brother is also a mage knight.
Oh, so you're kind of following his footsteps?
I guess you could say that.
Do you two get along? She thinks and then nods slowly.
Yeah, we do actually.
Must have been really happy to hear that you became a mage knight too. Mia shifts her gaze away and smooths her skirt. Then she looks back up and she seems too cheerful.
Well, that's a long enough break. I should go and help Kara with the search. I know she said we didn't have to, but investigating is part of what I do. I'll meet you back.
That was a fast change in her demeanor. It must have been something I said. Alright, I'll keep looking around too. Flashed me one last smile before quickly disappearing down the street. I guess I'd rather get a move on as well. I think about my next steps. Look for Amelia, why not? Make a big loop around the town, but did not find her. Anyway, rocking my brain, I try to think of things Amelia would be interested in. Maybe a library, museum, or something bookish. I make another lop around the town, but still don't find those places. While I'm making a progress around, I better return to the inn. Make way back, I'm surprised to see a familiar set of pigtails sitting quietly at one of the tables. Mia looks at me and as I approach her. Hey, she makes no indication to speak again. What are you doing here?
I am awaiting the rest of our group at our designated meeting point.
Right, but we still have a lot more time before the others are going to show up. She blinks.
Yes, I'm well aware of that information.
Don't you want to explore the town?
No.
Continue to stare at her, so she
I
explains.
do not possess the contacts of Kara to pursue a lead on our next destination. Nor are there any familiar channels of leisure for me in the city. The only option available is to reconvene with the rest of the group. Hence, I'm awaiting everyone's return.
Familiar channels of leisure, or other ways of saying there's nothing fun here? There has to be something fun to do around here. She shakes her head.
From my understanding, there is no library or museum.
He called that shit. Those are the only places you look for? She nods. Fun can mean more than just that. Have you tried looking for someplace with games or something? She cocks her head to the sides and looks at me with curiosity. You know, like, pause and try to think of what type of games would be in this world. Maybe stuff you'd find at a fair. Ring toss, knife throwing, whack-a-mole.
Perhaps you are describing a carnival.
Oh, so they fucking have carnivals. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, that's
I
it.
did not seek out that information, but I believe I may know the location of what you are seeking.
Really? That's great. We should go. She pauses and thinks and then gets to her
I
feet.
suppose frequenting an establishment such as that could be considered a form of learning.
That's right, let's go. I just make a date by accident. Mia exits the town and heads confidently out, but the streets I keep up on the turns to side streets, and before long she pauses in front of an open alley. Oh wow, I've seen this place before. It reminds me of the fairs and carnivals I've been back home. People set up stalls along the sides, but instead of selling wares, they advertise activities. There are stalls offering targets and test your skills, like weapon throwing, or stalls in which guess your weight or age. Mia glances
Is
at me.
this what you were suggesting?
That's even better than I imagined. Which one do you want to check out?
I am content to merely observe.
That's not fun. You should try one. She doesn't seem to be interested in choosing. I guess that means I have to choose for her. Maybe we should go for something more engaging like target throwing or looking around at the stalls. I don't recognize half of these options are. There's something with floating circles and something else with bottles. I pause when I see a stall with dischargers. Finally, it's something I can recognize. This shouldn't be too different from shooting ranges back home. Let's try shooting the dischargers. Mila gives me a strange
An
look.
interesting choice.
Her tone suggests it's not something she'd try on her own, but she follows me to this anyway. The man behind the counter grins
Think
at
you
us.
have what it takes to win? Hit 3 out of 5 shots to win a prize.
Perhaps
ready?
if you attempt it first, I can observe you and then attempt it myself.
Are you trying to tell me a discharger is too difficult for you? Mila shakes her head dismissively.
Nonsense. Dischargers are merely a simple tool. I, on the other hand, have extensive magic training. This is nothing more than an exercise in coordination. I will attempt it.
That'll be 2 coins, miss.
She places the coins in the counter and swaps it out with a
There are
discharger.
5 rounds loaded in there. Have at it.
Mila clutches the discharger and holds it in front of her. She squints one eye and lines up her aim, then squeezes the trigger. The she shoots out of the barrel and Mira lets out a small gasp at the kickback. The shot is wide and misses the target. Mila's eyes are also as wide as she stays the discharger with interest.
How curious.
Have you never shot one of these before? You have never shot one of these either, dumbass.
The opposing force was unanticipated. This time I will be prepared.
She She lands over a shot and fires again, anticipating the kickback. She fights to keep her arm straight, but can't stop the slight jerk of the weapon. Again, her shot misses. She frowns and seems surprised at herself, as she can believe that she's continuing to miss. She fires again, but claims too high and misses, and fires once more, and shoots wide. In her final shot, aims too high and misses again. I fired, and I missed. I fired again, I missed. I fired at something, it hit something, but it wasn't what I was intending to shoot. I guess I missed. Had a popsicle, passed out in the snow. I woke up, fired again. I guess I missed. Face falls when she realizes she's all her shots. It's not bad for first try. You're close to targets each
Not
time.
good enough.
Good try, miss. But unfortunately,
He interrupts me by placing work codes on the
I
counter.
would like another attempt.
Surprised by the determination in her
as
voice.
you wish.
He takes the coins and resets discharges with more rounds. Amelia fires again and never quite hits the target. He throws down the discharge and raises the bracelet. An unusual fire in her eyes, they begin to glow. Hey, what are you
I
doing?
will hit the target.
You've got to use the discharger.
This discharger is clearly defective and not utilizing the energy properly. I will use my magic to prove it to you.
I have no doubt in your skills casting magic, but shooting a discharger is a new skill you shouldn't give up. He doesn't react. Are you really going to let a measly little discharger get the best of you? The more you shoot, the better you'll aim, and the better your aim will be, and you'll be hitting those targets in no time. She considers my words in her throat and clenches, and she lowers her arm. She picks up the discharger again with a new resoluteness as she lines up the shot. Takes her time before shooting. Time shot most close to target. Amelia nods as she's confirming something to herself. She shoots again. That shot's even closer to the target. Her last shot face hardens and deterrence sits in. Last time she painstakingly lines up her shot and stays her grip. As she pulls the trigger, she uses her body to help keep it steady from the kickback, and the shot hits the target. Her eyes light up as she throws her arms around in the air and hopes up and down with excitement.
I hit it! I hit it! Did you see?
She turns to me with a big smile on her face as she jumps excitedly. Her pigtails bounce along her and she claps her hands. Fuck it, we'll celebrate with her. I jump up and down with her. You're awesome. She looks at me with a huge grin. Suddenly her face turns red, she freezes. I see the moment of embarrassment in her face before she resumes her usual blank stare. It's just...
I meant it was only a matter of time before I got the correct calculations. Anyway, I shall return in a moment.
She rushes off in a hurry towards the laser room, probably recompose herself. I guess I'll wait here then. She didn't win that prize though. Yeah, I can win it for her. I address the shopkeeper. I'll give it a go. I've done my fair share of paintballing back home. It should be somewhat similar. I place my coins on the table and the man hands me a chest starter. First round, my second attempt hits first round misses. I familiarize myself with the weapon. My second attempt hits the target, and does my third. Of my next attempt misses. I misjudged my aim. This is it. I still aim and fire. My aim is true, and I hit the target. Yes. Put down the discharger and pump my fist in the air.
Nicely done. Well, here's your prize. Congratulations.
He hands me a pink Pongo plushie. Thank you. Amelia returns, her eyes glow right as she sees my plushie.
How did you acquire this?
It's a prize from the game. She looks at me with surprise and seems
You
impressed.
attempted the game, and you were successful? I
Yep.
see.
She eyes the discharger again. I hold out the plushie. This is for you. She
But
blinks.
you earned this.
I already have a Pongo. I don't need another one. I place the plushie in her hands. Let's check out the other stall.
Okay.
She's just like, shit. Then I turn around and begin walking before I catch a smile on her Amelia's face. She hugs the plushie close to her. Plus, pink is kind of her color. As one of the stands, I think about Amelia and her Mage Caster program. So I've been wondering, as a student at the Mage Academy, won't coming on this adventure with us affect your classes?
That is not an issue for me, as I do not have classes.
You don't? She shakes her head. Oh, then what have you been working on?
My research studies. A significant component to becoming a mage caster is research study. That is my focus and basis for participating on our travels.
So you just have a document research of a subject area of your choice, and you're
To
done?
put it so plainly does a disservice to the amount of effort involved in formally achieving the status of mage caster. But ultimately, you are correct.
Sounds a bit like she's working on the equivalent of her desert. Yeah, we're all English. So if that's it, why haven't you done it already?
It is not so simple. I had taken into consideration furthering the research on temporal rifts and the other parallel worlds. But such an endeavor would have been fruitless without an avenue for further research.
That explains her fascination with Elder Isms and Inburnist. And then I came along. She smiles.
Precisely.
Aren't you worried that the Mage Academy will come looking for you?
After departing the Academy, I did ensure that a notification would reach my professors to inform them that I am currently traveling on a research study. These studies are quite numerous and common amidst my peers.
I see. Yeah, pause in front of a stall.
Shall we attempt this activity?
Sure. We spent more time trying out the other stalls before we decided to leave. Amelia returns the inn, but I decided to stay out a little longer. I think about my next steps. Let's go chill Zach. Based on previous patterns, it shouldn't be difficult to figure out where Zach went. Zach's my friend, I want to talk to him. To my surprise, Zach isn't standing in front of the bounty board. Instead, he sits at a table nursing a tankard. Like when we got to the first city. Looks like Zach's starting early. I guess if I join him, that'll be my entire day. Ah, fuck it, screw it. I don't have anything else to go. What's going on? Let's get the party started. Zach looks at me and returns to his drink. Pay for a drink and then join Zach at his table. Zach takes a swig as I sit down and nods at me, greeting. And I'm back and I take a drink too. I don't feel much like talking, and to no one's surprise, neither does Zach. Instead, we sit in comfortable silence, enjoying our drinks and each other's company. A heated discussion at another table escalates, and the innkeeper escorts two men out. I shake my head as I watch them leave. I catch Zach also shaking his head when we make eye contact and he grins. Guess he disapproves too. Great minds think alike. As I feel a good buzz, I finish my drink off and decide to head off. I don't want to get too drunk. To my feet, then nod goodbye to Zach, who reciprocates my nod. Then I leave the inn. Without the use of words, I feel close to Zach. With that done, I think about my next steps. Find Kara, why not? Maybe I can help with Kara in her search. Search the streets of the city, but seem to always miss her. I wonder where she is and what kind of people she's talking to. Oh well, let's see where we're going up. I guess I'll try something else. With what I've done, I think about my next steps. I've done everything I could for now. I thought I was going to give me an option, just one. Head back to the inn and wait for those return. The sun has completely set as I step back onto the streets. I look up at the night sky and the stars are especially clear at night as they twinkle amidst the darkness. Amelia and Zach are standing outside in the inn staring at something. Can't see their faces too clearly, but Amelia seems pensive. Zach continually glances around. As I approach, I don't notice the uneven cobblestone and miss a step, and luckily I catch myself before I fall. I was close. I'm thankful the darkness had hid my stumble. I don't remember any of the other cities being this dark at night. Found Amelia's line of sight and noticed a darkened lamppost. Maybe the light bulb's gone out. Looking further down the street, I see that the street lamps after this one are lit, but the other one after that is dark again.
This is highly unusual.
Seems like every other lamp is out. That can't be a coincidence. Amelia
That
frowns.
is the conclusion we came to as well.
I peek inside the nearest lamp.
Do you see a crystal?
It's going to appear in the darkness. I can't make out any shapes, but I can't tell if it's because it's too dark or if there's nothing inside. I think that won't be empty. Zach looks suspicious while Amelia frowns in concern.
Surely the town would not be so negligent in their maintenance and upkeep.
It's a possibility.
Looks like someone's been stealing the crystals. Zach looks skeptical. Amelia looks
The
thoughtful.
likelihood of crystals being stolen from lamps is very low. It is more likely that either the town is purely negligent, or it is short in resources for replacements. Whatever the theory, we should bring this to someone's attention.
Damn it. That makes sense. Amelia searches for our surroundings and spot a guard patrolling on a nearby lane. I'm gonna load from my... where is it last saved? Let's see. That's not where I want to go back.
We want to reach as close to Central as possible.
It's not
so
where I wanted
traveling
to
to
go.
the end of the crystal rail is a good first step.
It's not where I wanted to go. Not where I wanted to go. Yes, we're skipping this. I don't like that option. That's why I save after every decision.
Is
Take
no.
that there.
This Not...
As?
This... I hit it! Did you...
See, when she's not being a robot, she's fun.
No.
How did you... But... Oh... That... Meant to... It... Per sec... After these... Shop...
I think we went to find Zach, and then we went to go find Kara, then said we couldn't find her. Totally necessary.
This... That is... Do you... Sure...
It's...
There you go. It has to be the town's fault. Who else is in charge of these
Could
things?
be corruption in the government. It's not like we haven't seen that before.
Zach must be referring to Raven Pass.
Whatever the theory, we should bring this to someone's attention.
That makes sense. Amelia searches for our surroundings and spots a guard patrolling on a nearby lane. We quickly approach him. Excuse me.
What is it?
You notice that half your lamps are dark. Before I can finish my sentence, the guard sighs wearily.
We just can't replace them fast enough. Every day they keep taking more and more. That's actually what I've been doing now. I'm counting how many need to be replaced tonight.
Wait, are you saying someone's been I should stick with my fucking solution then.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Sounds crazy, right?
What's the point of that?
Your guess is as good as mine. They're really not worth much.
Have there been any other relevant thefts?
Sure, it's not just lamp crystals that they're stealing. They're stealing pretty much any kind of crystal that they can get their hands on. It's been going on for a few weeks now, and I'm at my wit's end. We've got a reward out for anyone who knows anything, but we've still gotten no leads. Anyways, if you guys see something, let me know. I've got to get started on replacing these crystals before even more get taken.
Amelia, Zach, and I stand silent as the guard leaves. I'm not even from here, and I can tell something's really weird is going on based on Amelia and Zach's expression. This must be
We
pretty
should
bad.
get back.
Yes. We should inform Kara and Leanna.
Follow Zach in the inn where Leanna and Kara are waiting and exchange greetings. Hello, milk tits. Any
I
news?
heard there was someone who could help, but I haven't been able to track him down. I'm sure I'll have an answer tomorrow.
She glanced out the window.
Has anyone else noticed how dark it is around here?
Someone has been stealing the lamp crystals. That is what the guard informed us.
Kara raised an eyebrow.
Must be some pretty desperate thieves out there.
Why do you say that?
Well, lamp crystals give essentially no return. They don't sell for anything because they're all specifically marked to be easily identified as this type of crystal.
Why does every place we go to seem to be dysfunctional? That'd be me. Obviously something very weird's going on.
Maybe someone's more interested in the energy of the crystals instead of their value.
Do lamp crystals have a lot of energy?
Not particularly. We should look into this. I can't think of any reason why someone would want lamp crystals. And I'd like to know what they're doing with them.
Yeah, bites her lips as she thinks, and nods something coming to
You're
decision.
right. We should investigate.
Yep.
Yeah, stops and stares at Zach.
Really? I'm a bit surprised, but glad to see this side of you. It sounds like the guards could use our help figuring out this mystery.
Yep.
Again, Leah stares at Zach a little bit more certainly than before. Kara grins slyly.
They're offering a reward for any information, aren't they?
Yep.
Leah sighs.
I should have guessed.
Regardless, Our first plan of action should be to search for any irregularities in energy.
Amelia and I can do a scan of the city to see if anything shows up on the scanner.
Up on the two of them step outside the inn and begin to fill with their manipulators. Hey, pace through those streets and don't seem to trail too far away. Are you guys going to walk the perimeter of the city or something?
There is no need for such inefficiencies when we could just perform a radial scan.
I'm not picking up any energy spikes or unusual readings.
You can choose the paces and pauses. Fills with her manipulator again and turns down and then turns it down a side street. Hey, wait. She pauses again then looks
Very
up.
curious. There is energy residue scattered throughout the city, except for one area in the southern corner of town.
Oh, my scan radius doesn't read. So the southern corner has 0 energy readings?
Precisely.
The remaining lamp crystals in the area should at least be giving off a pulse of energy. If even the pulse is missing, then that would indicate the place is completely dark.
We must go in this direction.
How about no? Amelia leads the way following her manipulator. Guess we're doing it anyway. So you can either walk the cobblestone underfoot change slightly, they're loose and more uneven in the heart of the city. Buildings are weathered and spotted with patchwork brickwork. Areas feel dimmer than here than the center of town. Even a greater majority of the street lamps are dark. Buildings and houses become more spread out as we reach the outskirts of the city. The further we travel, the more run down the houses become. Crumbled walls from buildings and debris litters the streets. I watch my footing carefully as the dim lighting makes it easy to trip and fall. Are you still in the city?
Technically, yes. We're in the remains of the last battle that occurred in Stonecrest.
You mean the one before, between Alina and Void?
That's right. This is part of the original city, which hasn't been restored yet.
Yeah, I pause in front of the dilapidated house.
This is the area of the irregularity.
Place is quiet, too quiet. Does anyone even live here?
Probably not, so it could make a good hideout.
Let's go in.
Yeah, let's just talk outside their hideout. Kara gingerly opens the door, which is falling off its hinges, and slips inside. I tenderly follow her, and the rest of the team trickles in. Looks like this once was a living room fireplace and a broken table in the corner. A hallway connects it and leads into separate rooms.
We should split up and search the rooms.
There's powered numbers, but I doubt that there's gonna be really powerful people here. So, I'm gonna say I agree a sec and see what happens. We're gonna be sure to find out faster if we do.
It could be dangerous. Someone is using cloaking magic to mask the heightened energies of the crystals. That doesn't just sound like a regular thief to me.
We'll go in groups.
No need. I think I found it.
Kara grins as she stands on top of a third rug in the back hallway. What was my other options? Is there a better option that I could have chosen there? I'll say I agree with Zach, that's fair.
We'll go.
No need.
Kara grins as she stands on top of the third rug in the back hallway. She stomps it twice over the rug and I hear a muffled hollow thump. Then she steps off the rug and stomps again, which reveals a much thicker
I
sound.
believe we found ourselves a way down.
How did you find that so quickly?
This house is literally falling apart, and there are no other decorations besides this rug.
What about this
That's
rug?
pretty suspicious, isn't it?
She kicks the rug out, which slides away to reveal a discolored wooden panel. A latch nestles the in the wood. Zach pulls the latch up, and the door swings upward. We peek inside, and a handful of young faces stare back at us. Their hair is matted and dirt streaks on their cheeks. Once the surprise wears off, they pull back from the entrance and retreat further into the basement. Forgoing the ladder, Jack jumps into the basement. Lena falls him down, and unlike Zach, Lena follows him down, and unlike Zach, lands lightly and gracefully on their feet. That must be her magic at use. Mila takes the ladder down. Well, yeah, she does it. As is Kara, who jumps off, and when she seems close to the ground. I'm gonna save, because if I don't, I'm gonna land on my fucking face or some shit. I always wanted to do this, like in the movies. I leap into the basement and land heavily on my feet. The shock travels up my legs, make me wince. But I manage to stand up straight. Meets my eyes with a questioning look. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Fuck it, let's take the ladder. I'm pretty sure landing wrong on my ankle is going to be the biggest buzzkill. I'd rather play it safe and take the ladder down. The rest of the team are in the children's corner, and beside the glowing pile of crystals, I can't find them as they huddle together. Zack stands with his arms crossed, blocking the kids from trying to run. Kara stands beside him, her usual gun replaced with a grim expression. Leanna inspects the crystals while Leanna kneels by the kids.
I can confirm that these are the crystals we are looking for.
Where did you get these crystals?
Children look uncomfortably amongst each other.
You don't have to be afraid. I'm a mage knight, see? I'm here to help.
She gives a soft smile as she shows them her insignia. Some of the younger kids that are hang their head and the whole boy straightens up and puts on a defiant scowl.
We didn't do anything wrong. We did exactly what the man said.
What man?
He clenches his jaw and refuses to
Please,
speak.
let me help you.
As the kids refuse to talk, Leanna looks hopelessly back at us. Kara gently pulls Leanna to her feet and leads her away.
These kids are obviously alone and afraid. They're not going to talk to the guards.
I'm not a guard.
To them, you may as well be.
Kara leans down and addresses the older
You've
kid.
got a nice pile of crystals there. Are you looking to sell them?
Boy crosses his arm. Kara reaches into her purse and pulls out a coin.
I'd like to buy one off of you.
Make chill and stare hungrily at the coin and then cast a questioning glance at the boy. He eyes the coin longingly but looks
We
uncertain.
can't sell it to you.
Why's that?
He quiets down again, but the younger boy pipes
He'll
up.
get angry if we don't have enough.
The man, well, does he take care of you?
First boy particularly pushes the younger boy back.
He gives us money if we can get...
These kinds of crystals.
This is mine if we can give him the crystals. These kinds of crystals. Kara points to the pile.
Annie, the bigger ones get us more coins, but they're all out of them now.
And that's why you've been taking lamp crystals.
He looks away and doesn't answer. Kara smiles
It's
warmly.
okay. I won't tell anyone if you don't.
The boy looks back
So
at her.
what does the man want with the crystals?
I don't know. He just wants them. A lot of them.
We should return the lamp crystals to the guard.
The little girl begins to cry.
Please don't take them away. The man's coming back soon, and he'll get angry if we don't have them.
Kara leans down and pats the little girl,
Don't
returning.
cry. We won't take the crystals.
You won't?
She chokes her words between
Nope.
sniffles.
We don't want the man to be angry. He could be pretty scary if he's angry, right?
The girl calms down a bit and nods vigorously. She slips her hand into the older boy's hand and squeezes him
Tell me,
reassuringly.
when is the man coming?
He comes at the end of the week, so tomorrow evening.
And he meets you here?
He nods. Anna looks back at the rest of us.
We should go.
Kara nods. We're gonna go kick some ass. We're grim as we exit the house and head back towards the inn. Those kids, it's obvious they're orphans, so what happened to their parents? Glancing at Kara, she looks equally pensive and disturbed by the children's unfortunate situation.
We'll have to camp out by their hideout tomorrow evening and see when the man shows up. Then follow him and see where he's going and what he's doing with the crystals.
Anna furrows her brow.
I really can't imagine what he could want with all these crystals.
Mila placed a finger to her lips and thought.
It is a very perplexing situation.
Well, I suppose there's no dwelling on it now.
What do you think will happen to those kids? Zach shrugs.
Probably get sent to an orphanage.
I'm a bit surprised they aren't already in one.
They're just trying to survive.
Kara is unusually silent this whole time. Are you okay, Kara? She immediately perks up and flashes me a smile.
Of course. Just thinking about our next plan of action. I'll be heading out early to see if I can get any more information on where to go next.
Rest sounds like a good idea for all of us.
As we reach the inn, we all say goodnights and head to our respective rooms. Though the children's situation disturbed me, it takes me a while before I nearly drift to sleep. And that's where we end this episode of almost said Ace Academy. Nope, of Crystalline. Whatever's happening here is very suspicious, and I don't know why it's happening, or how it's happening, or why, or what, or whatever's going on. But we're gonna get to the bottom of it in the next episode. Hope you guys are enjoying this series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.